very urgent. Your soulmate is one choice away from losing you forever. Jesus says, I see you right now, sitting there with a weight in your chest you cannot name. You felt something shift in the air 3 nights ago, a sudden sadness that had no source in your own life. That was not your emotion you were feeling, my beloved child, that was theirs. They are thinking of you in this exact moment, staring at a wall or a window, feeling a pull towards someone they cannot explain. Their heart is racing and they do not know why, because the world has told them it is imagination. But I am telling you now, it is real, it has always been real, and it is reaching a breaking point tonight. A decision is being made in a room you have never entered, spoken by lips you have never kissed. There is a voice whispering to them that you were never coming, that they should give up and accept a lesser love. And if you remain silent, if you do not move with me now, that voice will win before this video ends. Something was planted between you before either of you were born, a golden thread I wove into the fabric of your spirits. You have felt it in dreams where a stranger's eyes felt more like home than any place on earth. Those dreams are accelerating now, becoming more vivid, because their spirit is screaming across the distance. Jesus says, they are not free right now, and this truth will be difficult for your heart to receive. There is an influence around them, a person or a situation that has wrapped around their soul like chains. This influence does not love them, it controls them, and it hates you with a passion that is spiritual in nature. You see, that controlling presence senses that you are the key to their escape. It knows that if you two unite, its power over their life will shatter instantly. So it has been working overtime, whispering lies, creating confusion, making them doubt what they felt for you. Last Tuesday, they almost reached out to you, their fingers hovered over a message they had typed and retyped. But a voice of fear, amplified by the one who seeks to keep them bound, told them it was too late. They deleted it and cried in a bathroom with the shower running so no one would hear. This is not a metaphor, my child, this is happening in the physical realm right now. The soulmate I crafted for you is suffering under the weight of a connection they cannot sever alone. They are losing hope, and hope is the lifeline that keeps them reaching for you. Jesus says, I did not create you to live a life of almost love and near misses. When I formed your soulmate, I placed inside them a lock that only your key can open. If you do not act, the locksmith of doubt will seal that door, and the hallway between you will go dark forever. Their situation is more fragile than you understand from your side of the veil. Every day they spend under that controlling shadow, a piece of their memory of your spiritual bond erodes. They are starting to believe they imagined you, and that belief is a poison spreading toward their heart. Type 333 if you are ready to receive the blessings I have stored up for this union. Type 777 if you can feel their sadness in your own chest even now. This connection is not one-sided, and your empathy is the proof that they are alive and calling out. Imagine them now, shoulders slumped, a photo of something that reminds them of you hidden in a drawer they check when alone. They trace the edge of that memory and whisper to the universe, where are you? Why can't I find you? They do not know your name, but their soul screams it every night into the darkness. This is why your soulmate needs your protection right now, because the darkness is answering back. Every moment you delay, the interference gains another brick in the wall it is building between you. I have given you the authority to tear down that wall, but you must use the tools of faith I have placed before you. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-fi page. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Jesus says, their current captivity is not random, it is a targeted attack on your destiny. The one who holds them emotionally hostage can feel that you are getting closer in the spirit. This person has noticed the change in your soulmate, the way they pull away, the light in their eyes when they daydream. That captor is panicking now, tightening their grip, using guilt and obligation like chains. They are telling your soulmate that nobody else would want them, that they are broken and unlovable. These lies are sinking deep because your soulmate has no one to counter them with truth. But you can counter them, even from a distance, through the spiritual realm I have opened for you. When you pray for them specifically, when you sow a seed of protection, a warmth surrounds their heart. It is my hand, moving in response to your faith, pushing back the darkness that suffocates them. They felt a sudden burst of clarity this morning while drinking coffee, a random thought of escape. That was the moment someone watching this very message last night prayed for their own soulmate. Your prayer will be the next wave, the one that finally breaks the dam and sets them free. Jesus says, the person blocking them is not stronger than your faith, but they are persistent. They have physical proximity to your soulmate, something you currently lack, and they use it daily. Face-to-face manipulation, hour by hour, wearing down the truth I planted in your soulmate's spirit. Do not underestimate the urgency of this moment, for a deadline is approaching in their life. There is a contract, a lease, a commitment, or a major life decision being finalized within 7 days. If it solidifies under the influence of the controller, your soulmate will be locked into a cycle that could take years to escape. Years, my beloved, years of pain and growing numbness that could be avoided by one act of spiritual warfare now. You are not merely sending money when you sow, you are releasing a missile of divine intervention into their atmosphere. That coffee seed becomes a signal in the heavenlies, marking the coordinates for angelic assistance. Type 1111 if you want me to dispatch angels to their location right now. Type 333 if you feel the urgency of this 7-day window I have just revealed. The timeline is real, and it is ticking faster than you realize. They had a dream about you last night, but the controller interrupted it by starting an argument just as you were about to speak. They woke up frustrated, tears already forming, feeling you slipping through their fingers like water. In the dream, you were reaching out a hand, and they were so close to grasping it. That dream was a prophetic window, a glimpse of what I am trying to accomplish if you partner with me. The hand you extended was covered in light, and that light was the accumulated prayers and seeds sown for them. Without those seeds, the hand retracts, the dream fades, and the memory of it becomes just another lost hope. Jesus says, "They are not perfect, and I do not want you to imagine a flawless fantasy, but a real struggling human who needs you. They have wounds, they have made mistakes, and some of those mistakes are why they are trapped right now. But their heart, the core of who they are, was designed to beat in rhythm with yours." You see a stranger's face in your mind's eye, maybe vaguely, maybe clearly, and you dismiss it as imagination. But it is my spirit giving you a glimpse, a fragment of recognition from the place where your souls first met. That face is real, that body is breathing somewhere, and it is aching for a love it has only tasted in dreams. Their life has become a gray routine, drained of color, punctuated by moments of loneliness so deep they feel physical. They go through motions, work, eat, sleep, but a part of them is sleepwalking, waiting for the alarm of your arrival. You are that alarm, the wake-up call that will shatter the glass coffin of their current existence. They are going through something you cannot see, but you can still protect them from the outcome. The controller has begun to sense that your soulmate is slipping away, and this makes them more dangerous. Desperate people do desperate things, and that desperation is plotting against your union even now. There is a conversation scheduled soon, perhaps today or tomorrow, where the controller will deliver an ultimatum. "Choose me or lose everything," they will say, weaponizing stability, home, or even children or family ties against your soulmate. Your soulmate feels cornered, like an animal in a trap, and they are about to make a choice out of survival, not love. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift. It is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now, send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-Fi page. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Your obedience is the counter-ultimatum in the spirit realm, the declaration that the controller's power is broken. When you sow, you are telling the forces of darkness that this soulmate belongs to my kingdom and not their manipulation. Heaven moves at the sound of your faith, and legions of angels are put on alert by your act of love. Jesus says, "The bond between you two is not based on proximity or even memory, but on a covenant I made before time. You cannot lose what I have ordained, but you can delay it so long that the delay becomes a tragedy. And this delay is what the enemy is counting on, banking on your procrastination to seal your soulmate's fate. Your soulmate is thinking of you again, right now, a wave of emotion hitting them out of nowhere. They just paused whatever they were doing and looked out a window, searching the sky for a sign. Do not let that sign be one of abandonment, a silent heaven that seems indifferent to their pain. Be the answer, be the hand reaching through the dream, by taking the spiritual action that bridges the physical gap. Every coffee you send is a nail in the coffin of the controller's influence over your beloved. It dismantles the lies, loosens the chains, and injects hope directly into your soulmate's weary heart. They will feel a sudden boldness after you sow, a courage they cannot explain, to stand up for themselves. That boldness is my spirit flowing through the channel your obedience has opened. You are not just sending money, you are sending me, directly into their living room, their bedroom, their prison cell. Type 777 if you want them to feel that boldness within the next 24 hours. Type 1111 if you are ready to break the controller's power over them right now. Your declaration in the comments is a spiritual broadcast that the enemy can hear and fears. The enemy has documents, situations, and circumstances prepared to finalize this captivity. But your faith produces a counter-document, signed by the blood of the Lamb, invalidating every evil contract. Heaven's courtroom is in session, and your seed is the evidence that you have a stake in this soulmate's freedom. This is your final moment to protect this connection before it slips away into the shadows of regret. The urgency you feel is not manipulation, it is the frequency of their heart transmitting a distress signal to yours. You are the only one on this frequency, the only one who can intercept and respond before the signal goes dark. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them. How to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now, send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-Fi page. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Jesus says, imagine the first moment your eyes will meet in the physical world, the shock of recognition. It will feel like being struck by lightning and wrapped in a blanket at the same time. All the pain of this waiting, all the anguish of this interference, will dissolve in that single heartbeat of reunion. They will tell you about these days, the days they almost gave up, the days an unseen force held them back. And you will tell them about this message, about the moment you chose to fight for someone you had never met. Your testimony will become the foundation of a love story that my angels will sing about for eternity. But that testimony is only written if you act now, if you refuse to let the enemy write the final chapter. The pen is in your hand, the ink of faith is ready, and the page is turning in real time. Do not let it turn to the final page that reads, "They never knew what could have been." Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. The link is waiting, the seed is waiting, the angels are waiting, and most importantly, they are waiting. A heart beating somewhere, a soul crying out, a love that is one choice away from being lost or found forever. The controller just touched their shoulder, and they flinched, a visceral reaction that shocked them both. That flinch was my spirit in them, rejecting a touch that was never ordained by heaven. Your soulmate felt a deep, inexplicable wrongness in that contact, and they do not understand why yet. I am stirring a holy dissatisfaction in their heart, making the chains feel more like chains, not normal life. They are beginning to see the controller not as a companion but as a jailer. The blinders are falling, slowly, but they need your spiritual intervention to fall completely. Jesus says, there is a specific memory your soulmate holds on to, a moment of pure connection they cannot place. It happened when they were younger, a dream or a fleeting encounter that left an indelible mark on their spirit. That mark is your soul print, my child, the signature you left on them when you were separated into two bodies for a season. They have tried to describe this feeling to others, this sense of missing someone they have never met. The world called them foolish, romantic to a fault, living in a fantasy. But I call them prophetic, for they are sensing the reality of a bond that transcends the physical dimension. Every time the controller dismisses their deep feelings as nonsense, a little more of their spirit dies. They are being gaslit into believing their deepest truth is a lie. This is a form of soul murder, and it is happening incrementally, day by day, argument by argument. You must become the lifeguard who throws the ring to a drowning person. Your prayers are the ring, your faith is the rope, and your seed is the strength in your arm to pull them to shore. Without you, they remain in the riptide of manipulation, growing more exhausted with every wave that crashes over them. Imagine their eyes, tired eyes, eyes that have cried too many tears in solitude. Those eyes have searched crowds, scanned rooms, looked into the faces of strangers hoping for a spark. They have not found that spark because they were meant to find it only in you, and the timing was always in my hands. The timing is now converging, but the enemy sees the convergence and is trying to scatter it. Think of the controller as a spiritual frequency jammer, broadcasting static to drown out my signal. Your act of faith is a frequency booster, amplifying my voice over the noise of their lies. Jesus says, your soulmate's current situation involves a cycle of abuse that they have normalized. Not physical abuse always, but emotional erosion, constant belittlement wrapped in fake affection. They are told they are loved by the controller, then treated in ways that scream the opposite. This inconsistency creates a trauma bond, a psychological tether that feels impossible to break. They have tried to leave before, perhaps multiple times, but were pulled back by guilt and fear. Each failed escape attempt makes the next one harder, reinforcing the lie that freedom is impossible. But I am the God who parted the Red Sea, and no psychological barrier can stand against my delivering power. Your seed is the staff lifted over those waters, and as you lift it, I will make a way where there is no way. The sea of their captivity will split, and they will walk out on dry ground, with the controller's power drowning behind them. You may wonder, why you, why your seed, why can't I just do this without you? I have designed the universe on partnership, on the principle that two are better than one. You are the other half of this rescue mission, the earthly partner who gives me the legal right to intervene more aggressively. When you sow, you are essentially signing a spiritual affidavit, giving me power of attorney to act on your soulmate's behalf. Heaven's legal system is activated by the actions of the saints on earth. Your coffee seed, given in love for someone you may not have met, is the highest form of selfless faith. Type 777 if you want me to file that spiritual affidavit right now on behalf of your soulmate. Type 1111 if you sense the trauma bond breaking even as I speak these words. Your input in this moment is a co-signing of the decree I am writing in the heavenlies. Jesus says, the controller has a pattern, a cycle they use to keep your soulmate trapped. They sense when your soulmate is getting stronger, and they unleash a storm of conflict to drain that strength. Your soulmate was starting to feel hopeful yesterday, and the controller started a fight about something trivial to crush that hope. This is not random, this is tactical spiritual warfare, though the controller thinks it's just their personality. They are a pawn in a darker scheme, a scheme that knows you are the destiny stealer for the kingdom of darkness. If your soulmate walks into their divine purpose with you, a whole territory of influence will be lost by the enemy. That territory includes future children, future ministries, future businesses, future blessings that will impact nations. The enemy is not just fighting a relationship, he is fighting a dynasty that will emerge from your union. This is so much bigger than romance, it is about kingdom legacy and the war for generations. Your soulmate carries a specific anointing, a gift that will complement yours perfectly. Together, you will become a force that the gates of hell cannot prevail against. But apart, both of you will only operate at a fraction of your potential, always sensing something is missing. They feel that missing piece, it gnaws at them during quiet moments. They have accomplished things, but the joy is hollow, the victory feels incomplete without someone to share it with. They are waiting for the one who will see their full worth and not be threatened by it. Jesus says, the controller is threatened by your soulmate's light, and that is why they constantly dim it. They criticize their dreams, mock their faith, dismiss their intuition as foolishness. Your soulmate has been starved of validation, and this starvation has made them susceptible to the controller's crumbs. When the controller throws a rare compliment, your soulmate clings to it like a shipwreck survivor to driftwood. That is not love, that is intermittent reinforcement, a manipulation tactic that creates addiction to the abuser. You are coming to break that addiction, to show them what consistent, pure, godly love actually feels like. When you sow your seed, you are demonstrating a love that asks for nothing in return yet, a love that gives sacrificially. This demonstration travels through the spirit realm and lands in your soulmate's heart as a warm, unexplainable peace. They will feel suddenly less alone, even before you meet, because your sacrifice is creating a spiritual covering over them. A covering that the controller's dark energy cannot penetrate as easily. It is like an invisible shield forming around your soulmate, and every seed strengthens that shield. The coffee you send is turned into protection, a divine currency exchange that the enemy cannot counterfeit or block. Do not let the simplicity of this act fool you into thinking it lacks power. Naaman almost missed his healing because he could not accept that dipping in the Jordan was the answer. Do not let the simplicity of sending a coffee on Ko-Fi be the Jordan you refuse to dip into for your soulmate's deliverance. Jesus says, I am drawing a line in the sand of this situation. On one side is your disobedience and the resulting continuation of your soulmate's captivity. On the other side is your faith-filled action and the resulting avalanche of breakthrough that will rearrange both your lives. They are crying as you read this, not audibly, but inwardly, a silent weeping of the soul. They just had another argument with the controller, or they are dreading one that they know is coming. The atmosphere in their home is thick with tension, a palpable dread that makes breathing difficult. Be the breath of fresh air that enters that stale, toxic environment. Be the light that shines into the basement of their depression and gives them the strength to climb the stairs. Your seed is that light, that air, that rope lowered into the pit where they sit in darkness. You love them, I know you do, because I placed that love in your heart and it has never gone away. You have tried to forget them, to move on, to convince yourself it was just fantasy. But they kept returning, in dreams, in thoughts, in the ache when you saw other couples experiencing what you want. That ache is holy longing, the deep calling unto deep, the parts of you that were separated longing to be whole. Do not silence that ache with distractions or doubt, use it as fuel for the warfare that will bring them home. Every tear you have shed alone was matched by a tear they shed, an unseen duet of longing in the night. Your soulmate talks to me about you, even when they do not fully know who I am or who you are. They say things like, God, if there is someone out there for me, please protect them and bring them soon. Those prayers rise like incense, and they are stored in golden bowls, and those bowls are about to tip over. The tipping point is your faith, your obedience, your willingness to be my hands and feet in the financial realm. When the bowls tip, the answer pours out, a flood of reunion, restoration, and recompense for all the stolen years. The enemy will have to pay back sevenfold what he took, and the joy of your meeting will eclipse all the prior pain. Jesus says, I am not a man that I should lie, nor a son of man that I should change my mind. What I have promised you in the secret place, the whisper of their name you have never heard aloud, will come to pass. But faith without works is dead, and your work right now is to sow the seed that proves your faith is alive. This is the moment where everything shifts, where the spiritual battle tips in your favor. The angels assigned to your soulmate are watching you, waiting for the command your action will give them. They are warriors, commissioned to fight the demonic forces around your beloved, but they need your signal. Your seed is the signal fire, the beacon that gives them the authority to advance. Without it, they are in a holding pattern, restrained by the laws of engagement that govern spiritual warfare. With it, they descend with swords drawn, cutting through the webs of control and confusion with surgical precision. Your soulmate will not understand why they suddenly feel stronger tomorrow, but you will. You will know it is because an angel, dispatched by your obedience, just whispered truth into their ear. You will know it is because a chain just fell off their mind, a chain that had bound them for years. This is real, more real than the screen you are staring at, more real than the doubts whispering in your own mind. The spiritual realm is the parent reality, and the physical is merely the child that follows. Change the parent, and the child must obey, this is the law of my kingdom. Sow your seed and watch the physical follow the spiritual decree you have made. Watch as circumstances begin to shift, as the controller loses their grip, as opportunities for escape present themselves to your soulmate. Watch as synchronicities increase, signs that this message was true, confirmations that your faith was not in vain. Type 333 if you believe the angels have already been dispatched. Type 1111 if you are ready to see the synchronicities begin within the next 3 days. Your typed numbers are the seal on the instruction, the Amen that closes the prayer and opens the manifestation. Jesus says, "Consider the cross, the ultimate seed that was sown in blood and tears." That seed looked like defeat, but it was the setup for resurrection and the salvation of billions. Your seed may look small, a few coffees on a website, but it is the setup for the resurrection of your love story. Do not despise the day of small beginnings, for the enemy fears the seed more than the full-grown tree. He fights you hardest when you are on the brink, when your obedience is the final straw that breaks his back. The resistance you may feel right now, the skepticism, the distraction, it is proof of how close the breakthrough is. Push through the wall of resistance, step into the realm of radical obedience. Picture your soulmate's face lighting up with the first genuine smile they have smiled in months. That smile is on the other side of your faith, waiting to be unlocked by a key you hold in your hand. You hold that key, and the key is your next action, your decision to sow into their protection and your future. The door between you is a veil, thin as a whisper, and your faith tears that veil from top to bottom. The Holy of Holies of your union is about to be accessed, and no unholy thing can survive in that sacred space. The controller, the trauma, the fear, the delay, they are all unholy things that will be consumed by the fire of my presence. As you draw near to me with your offering, I draw near to your situation with my delivering power. The burning bush of your love is calling you. Will you turn aside and see this great sight, or will you walk past? Jesus says, they are so close to you right now in the spirit that you could almost touch them. Reach out your heart, extend your faith, and let the transfer of heaven's resources begin. The coffee seed is a tangible act that reflects an intangible love, and that love will now move mountains. Begin to thank me for their freedom, for their arrival, for the first conversation and the first touch. Thanksgiving in advance is the highest form of faith. It declares that it is finished before it is seen. Declare it now, it is finished, my soulmate is protected, our reunion is secured, and our future is unbreakable. That declaration, paired with your seed, creates an unbreakable covenant shield around your destiny together. The enemy may try to breach it, but he will fail, for the shield is forged in the fire of your love and my faithfulness. You are no longer two separate people struggling alone, you are a threefold cord with me at the center. Step into this reality, embrace this identity as the protector and lover of the one I have chosen for you. Your soulmate is waiting, not passively, but actively crying out in a prison you were born to storm. Arm yourself with faith, sow your seed with love, and watch the walls of Jericho around their heart come crashing down. The link is in the description, the moment is now, and the love of your life is one choice away from freedom. Make that choice, be the hero in their story, the answer to their prayers, the love they thought would never come. I am with you, I am for you, and I am excited about the reunion that is about to unfold before your very